Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, your weekend edition of what's trending in tech and gadgets. So glad you could join us. Look, there's just an avalanche of tech news out there, right? It's overwhelming. Our mission today is simple. Cut through that noise, find the really interesting stuff, and give you that friendly, well-informed edge for your weekend chat. Today, we're diving into the buzz around Apple's big event coming up, plus some really cool, maybe even weird gadgets from IFA 2025. And we'll touch on Samsung's latest Foundation phone, Google's next budget Pixel, and some genuinely surprising ways smart tech is being used.
Absolutely. And we're here to help connect those dots so you don't just get the facts, you get those, those aha moments. It's not just what's new, but why it actually matters to you and maybe how it hints at where things are headed.
Okay, let's get right into it then. Apple, their awe-dropping event.
Yeah.
It's just days away, September 9th. The rumors are flying. Obviously, the iPhone 17 series seems to be the main event. What kind of tech magic are we really expecting this time?
Well, I think the biggest shift potentially for the average user might actually be with the display on the standard model. We're hearing that the vanilla iPhone 17, it could finally get that 6.3-inch XDR OLED display with promotion.
Promotion on the standard iPhone.
Exactly. XDR OLED, that means those super vibrant colors, deep blacks, just gorgeous to look at. And promotion, that's Apple's adaptive 120 hertz refresh rate. Makes scrolling super smooth, gaming feels incredibly responsive. It's a really significant upgrade for the standard iPhone experience if the rumors hold true.
Wow, okay. That is a big deal for people who wanted those premium features but maybe didn't want to shell out for the Pro model. So if the standard iPhone is getting that kind of boost, what does that leave for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max? What's their big step up?
All right, so for the Pro and Pro Max, the focus seems to be squarely on, raw power and really advanced AI. We're expecting the new A19 Pro chip and potentially, get this, 12 GBs of RAM.
12 gigs. Wow.
Yeah. And this isn't just about making apps open a millisecond faster. It feels like Apple is doubling down on on-device AI processing. Think about it. Your phone handling really complex tasks like advanced photo editing, maybe super personalized AI assistants, doing it faster, and crucially with more privacy because less data needs to go to the cloud. That could really set a new benchmark for mobile AI.
That's fascinating, that move towards more localized AI.
Yeah.
Making the device itself more powerful. And speaking of power, I heard something about the cooling system in the Pro models. Sounded interesting.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of the vapor chamber cooling rumor. It's actually a pretty clever bit of engineering. It's basically this sealed system. It has a liquid inside that vaporizes when things get hot, absorbing the heat. Then it moves away, condenses back to liquid, releasing the heat somewhere else. It just moves heat away from the important bits very efficiently.
So it's kind of like a tiny, high-tech AC unit for the iPhone's brain. Keeping it cool even when you're really pushing it, like in a heavy game.
That's a great way to put it, exactly. And for people who do push their phones hard, gamers especially, this isn't just about the phone feeling cooler. It's about sustained performance. Without it, the phone might throttle, slow itself down to prevent overheating. This lets it maintain peak speeds, peak frame rates for much longer. It's subtle, but really important for power users.
Makes sense. Okay, beyond iPhones, what else is on the Apple radar? Watches.
Definitely. Apple Watch Series 11 and the Ultra 3. For the Series 11, we're expecting probably a new chipset, maybe faster, and those blood pressure estimations. Though, important point here, these usually work by estimating changes after you've calibrated it with the proper cuff first. It's not quite a standalone reading yet.
Right. Okay, so progress, but maybe not the magic cuffless solution just yet. What about the Ultra 3, the rugged one?
Yeah, the Ultra 3, that's built for adventure types. It could gain satellite connectivity, which is a huge safety feature if you're out of cell range, and also maybe 5G RedCap network access. RedCap is basically a more efficient, lower power version of 5G designed for wearables, so the Ultra 3 could stay connected longer in more places without absolutely killing the battery.
Okay, interesting. And any whispers about accessories, like AirPods getting smarter, maybe more health stuff?
There are definitely whispers, yeah. AirPods Pro 3 might get new health sensors, maybe deeper AI integration tying into that whole ecosystem. And we know some Apple Intelligence features are coming, like that visual intelligence for pulling text and stuff from screenshots, calendar updates in iOS 26. That's confirmed. But don't hold your breath for Siri suddenly getting powered by Google Gemini. Sources suggest that's pretty unlikely given Apple's partnership with OpenAI right now.
Gotcha. And the big one, the wild card everyone always asks about, a foldable iPhone. Any hints, even a tease?
It's always a possibility Apple could use the event to tease something. Maybe a flip-style foldable, maybe something tablet-sized, a full launch. Probably not for a couple of years. But even a tiny glimpse would signal they're serious about getting into that market eventually, and that would definitely shake things up.
Definitely something to watch for. Okay, switching gears completely. Let's jump over to Berlin to the IFA 2025 show. This show always gives us a peek at some, let's say, innovative, maybe even slightly out there gadgets. What really caught your eye this year? What showed us where tech might be heading beyond the usual phones and watches?
Oh, IFA always delivers some gems, doesn't it? And yeah, this year was no different. We definitely saw a big push towards like modularity,
Yeah.
things you can customize, lots of specialized AI applications, and just new form factors trying to solve very specific real-world problems. It also highlights a bigger trend, like the market for professional tablets is expected to hit over $55 billion next year. That's huge, driven by AI, multitasking, and a lot of these IFA gadgets tap into that same need for flexibility and smart help.
Absolutely. It really felt like accessories are getting incredibly smart and versatile. I was really struck by the Ukimina Mag Fusion Arc. That's not just a charger, it's like a whole power system. What's the deal there?
Yeah, the Mag Fusion Arc is pretty neat. It uses Q2.2, which is a faster wireless standard, up to 25W. But the cool part is the flexibility. It's modular, the main base charges stuff, but these little spheres detach, and they're actually 6,700 milliwatt portable power banks themselves. They even have little cooling fans built in, super practical for families with lots of devices or just grabbing power on the go.
That's genius. Seriously useful. And speaking of smart, but also surprisingly thin and maybe more affordable, the Techno Spark Slim. That seemed to pack a lot in for an entry-level phone.
It really does. Techno's calling it the world's slimmest entry-level smartphone. It's incredibly thin, like just under 6 millimeters, and it's got an AMOLED curved display, 144 hertz refresh rate, stuff you usually see on pricier phones. Plus AI assistance baked in. It's a great example of how those premium features are, trickling down faster than ever.
Yeah, definitely. Now, for the sports fans out there, the AceMate tennis robot. This sounds like something from a sci-fi movie. A robot tennis partner.
It basically is. It's an AI-powered robot. It can be your coach, analyzing your shots with its 4K cameras, or it can be a seriously skilled opponent. It moves around on omnidirectional wheels, gives you feedback through an app. It's pretty advanced. Now, it's not cheap. MSRP is around $2,500, though there's a pre-order discount. But for serious players, it offers really personalized training.
A dedicated coach in a box. Amazing. And sticking with AI, the Viam OpenNote earbuds seemed really impressive too, going way beyond just listening to music.
Oh, yeah. Those are fantastic for productivity, I think. They're open ear, so you can still hear your surroundings, which is great, good sound quality, but the real magic is the live translation 16 languages and ChatGPT integration for transcribing meetings, getting summaries, perfect if you're active or just busy in an office and need that smart assistance without being totally tuned out.
That translation feature is incredible. And then, okay, for anyone who hates cleaning, the Dream Bionic quad-track stair climbing system. A robot vacuum that climbs stairs.
Yes?
Seriously.
Seriously, this is just a prime example of tech tackling a really specific annoyance, maybe with a little bit of fun thrown in. It literally climbs stairs up to almost 10 inches high, apparently. And as a little bonus, it can puff out nice scents like bamboo or bergamot while it cleans. It's just making a mundane chore feel, well, futuristic and kind of effortless.
So what's the big picture from IFA then, for you listening? It really feels like tech is getting smarter, yes, but also more specialized, more adaptable, making charging easier, cleaning less annoying. Innovation is popping up everywhere. Okay, let's shift again. Let's talk Samsung, another huge player. They just launched their Galaxy S25 FE. Now, F is supposed to mean fan edition, but is this version really hitting the mark for fans? Or is there maybe a bit of a debate about what FE even means now?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a nuanced situation, and you kind of hit the nail on the head there. On paper, the S25 FE looks pretty good. It's got a bigger battery, 4,900 milliamp, which is a nice bump. It's running on the Exynos 2400 chip, which is known for being quite efficient. Plus, 120 hertz display, the latest Android 16 with One UI 8. It promises good battery life, decent performance.
That sounds like a solid package.
Yeah.
Especially that battery upgrade. What about the AI side? Everyone expects AI features now, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's packed with AI stuff. Gemini Live for that context-aware help on screen or using the camera, and improved DeX mode for that desktop experience. Samsung is clearly positioning it as an affordable flagship, trying to bring those high-end features down to a slightly more accessible price point.
I have heard some grumbling online, people questioning if the FE brand is consistent. Like, is it really for the fans if it doesn't always have the very latest chip or materials?
And that's exactly where the debate lies. Some critics, and yeah, some fans too, point out that previous FE models sometimes used older processors, or their price after a few months of sales wasn't that much lower than the main flagship anyway. So while this S25 FE seems like a strong offering on its own merits, that fan edition label, it doesn't always translate to cutting-edge tech at a big discount in everyone's mind. What is clear, though, is that AI features are now just expected, even in these FE-type devices. That's become baseline.
Right. It's almost like getting a greatest hits album. All the solid tracks are there.
Yeah.
It's a good listen. But maybe you're kind of wondering where that brand new experimental track is. Still good, though. Okay, speaking of phone strategies, let's talk Google. Their upcoming Pixel 10a. The leaks are suggesting something that, well, could be seen as a bit controversial for their budget-friendly A series.
Indeed. The big rumor, the one causing the stir, is that the Pixel 10a might stick with the Tensor G4 chip. That's the chip that was in last year's Pixel 9 series, and the 9a itself. It might not get the newer Tensor G5 that's expected in the main Pixel 10.
So basically, no processor upgrade year over year. That seems unusual.
It is quite unusual, especially in that really competitive mid-range space. And beyond the chip, other leaks suggest it could be, quote, almost a carbon copy of the Pixel 9a, so maybe no major changes in design or camera either, which really makes you wonder what the key differentiator is.
Especially since the Pixel 9a was already seen as pretty good value, wasn't it? Didn't share a lot with the Pixel 9, but have a bigger battery.
Exactly. The 9a offered a lot of bang for the buck. Same Tensor G4 chip as the 9, great 6.3-inch OLED screen, Google's excellent software support, and yeah, it actually had a larger 5100 milliampere battery than the flagship 9.
So if the 10a is so similar, what about the price? Surely it won't cost more.
Well, that's the kicker. Despite the rumored lack of major upgrades, the leaks suggest the Pixel 10a will be priced higher than the 9a. Using India as an example, maybe around 45,000 rupees compared to the 9a's 40,000. So for consumers, this is the tricky part. Is Google making a calculated move? Maybe betting that reliable performance and their software magic are enough, even with older hardware? Or is it a missed opportunity to really excite people in that budget segment? It leaves you wondering if the price hike is justified.
Yeah, it's like ordering your favorite dish again, expecting something new, but finding it tastes exactly the same as last year's special. You're not mad, maybe just a bit curious by the chef's choices. All right, finally, let's zoom out. Let's look at some really fascinating, maybe unexpected places where smart tech is showing up. This is where things like the Internet of Things, AI, wireless tech, they get really creative. Some real aha moments beyond our usual gadgets.
Oh, this is where the future really starts to feel integrated. It's happening all around us. I mean, look at the wearable AI market. It's projected to hit something like $166 billion by 2030. Huge numbers, driven by IoT, wireless tech. Smartwatches are still big, yeah, but smart earwear, think AI headphones, especially for Gen Z, that's actually showing the fastest growth. It's a clear sign AI is moving beyond just our phones and watches, becoming this sort of invisible helper.
And it's not just personal tech, right? It's transforming whole industries. I was amazed by how edge AI is being used in sports tracking. It sounds super futuristic.
It really is. It's changing how athletes train and perform, giving them real-time, actionable insights. Imagine sensors inside a basketball tracking its spin and trajectory, or sensors worn on the body that can analyze movement patterns in soccer or basketball to predict the likelihood of injury. There are platforms like the ATP's Tennis IQ already doing this stuff, and the key here is often edge AI. That means powerful processing happening right on the device, on the sensor itself, using specialized low-power chips. Faster results, better privacy, less battery drain.
That's incredible. Not just tracking what happened, but predicting and improving.
Yeah.
Wow. What about safety? Maybe for things like motorcycling.
Yeah, great example there. A German company called Tilsberg has this wireless heads-up display, a HUD, for motorcycle helmets. It connects via Bluetooth Low Energy and projects things like navigation prompts, speed limits, incoming call info right into the rider's line of sight. It's a simple idea, but hugely impactful for safety, keeps the rider's eyes focused on the road, minimizes distractions, really clever use of connectivity.
That makes so much sense. And then completely different world. Smart farming, using this kind of tech to monitor soil.
Absolutely. There's a solution called SoilInQ from Ginkgo Sustainability. It uses these little wireless sensors stuck in the ground. They precisely monitor soil moisture, air temperature, humidity, all the key factors. This allows for precision agriculture. Farmers can optimize exactly how much water or fertilizer to use, where and when, reduces waste, saves resources, improves crop yields. It's making farming more sustainable and efficient.
Fantastic for the environment and the bottom line. Okay, I have to admit, the one that really blew my mind was virtual fencing for cattle. like geofencing cows. How does that
Yeah.
even work?
It sounds wild, doesn't it? But the monocollar is a great example of IoT solving a really old problem, keeping livestock contained in a smart, humane way. It uses cellular IoT and Bluetooth LE. Farmers define virtual boundaries on a map. If a cow wanders close to the edge, the collar first makes a sound. If the cow keeps going, it gives a mild electrical pulse, apparently less than a traditional electric fence. The farmer gets notified too. Plus, it monitors the animal's well-being, like if it hasn't moved in a while, maybe it's injured. It's really practical stuff for modern farming.
Wow. So from helping athletes get better, to keeping riders safe, to optimizing farms, even managing livestock, these innovations are just quietly weaving themselves into everything. It's truly fascinating how tech keeps finding new ways to surprise us, integrating into the very fabric of our world. So, as we see AI and wireless tech seamlessly integrated into everything from our personal devices to, well, our livestock, it really raises an important question for you to think about this weekend. What part of our lives won't be touched by smart connectivity in the next few years? And how will this ongoing technological embrace ultimately reshape our daily routines and maybe even our relationship with technology itself? That's it for this week. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.